Though Felix Cepeda now lives in Dominican Republic, he grew up in Harlem, here in Annunciation Parish.
I was an altar boy in this church, and went to my first communion was here, baptized here, confirmation, and all that, as a kid, I had to do it. And then later in life, thankfully, I understood the importance of the faith, and now, I try every day to be a good Christian, a good Catholic.
As Felix has grown up and alternated between living in New York and in Dominican Republic, the faith his parents raised him has begun to bear fruit, as he's found his own vocation and found his way into the Catholic workers movement.
I was a Jesuit brother for a couple of years in the Dominican Republic, and in the seminary I learned about Dorothy Day. It's funny, I was born here in New York and raised here, but I never really heard of her. So when I'm far away in the DR is where I learned about Dorothy. So I felt a call to know more about the Catholic worker and maybe live in a different way. So I left the Jesuit order, and I became a Catholic worker, working with the homeless. Just seeing people on the streets has always sort of made an impact on me. So and I've always had a soft spot, I would say, for poor people in general, but especially homeless people.
Dorothy Day's granddaughter, Martha Hennessy, is someone Felix considers a mentor. Felix has been visiting the Mary House in the East Village, learning more about Catholic workers' personal approach to serving the poor.
I think professional organizations are important, but I think the Catholic worker has always been of regular people who offer, who they are to homeless people. So I think that's important too. And sometimes we forget that individuals can also, the world's problems can be solved only by organizations. Also all of us can pitch in. And I think the Catholic worker has always been a lot about that, about personal responsibility for our brothers and sisters.
On his current visit to New York, Felix has been spreading the word about his goal, establishing the first Catholic worker house in Dominican Republic.
We have a community because we work every day with the poor. We just don't have a house, where we can live with them, serve them in a better way. We do our work in the streets, like outreach, and we're always going to do that because I think it's important to go out and seek those who are suffering. I was born here, and I feel I'm part of this archdiocese in a way. I am a missionary over there, even though I also feel I'm part of the Dominican Church. So yeah, I would love if other people would also be interested, Spanish speakers, English speakers here in the city of supporting our work, in all ways, spiritual, volunteering once in a while, financially. We're totally open to establish, relationships with people here.
Anyone interested in supporting or volunteering with Felix's community can email Felix at felix.cepeda@gmail.com. Reporting for Currents, I'm Konrad Aderer.